Alright, it's time to work on our stairs. You can see, got the carpet ripped up. It was just cheap carpet when we moved in. It used to be a rental. It was new, but it was cheap. It just didn't hold up well, and we wanted to redo these. So, got all the carpet off. Got most of the staples out. Still working on getting some of these staples out. Everything on the front's going to get cut off. We're just going to be capping these. So I got to cut the front part of this off, and then we're just going with an oak tread cap that's going to go on top of here, and then we'll put new risers. These are going to be white, and then the treads are going to be black. We've got black doors, white trim. So after that, all of these will come out. We're going to do steel black banisters and posts. And eventually want to put glass in here, get rid of this, but for right now, so that's going to be the next project. But we're going to get the stairs done first. Just sick of walking on these nasty ones, but in between, just for the creek, so redoing the caps, but also just to secure them, because we're not redoing these. They were nailed down and glued, putting 4-inch screws all the way in there. Construction adhesive and foam inside here, just so try to get rid of the creaks as much as possible, since I'm not redoing these and taking them off to re-glue them. I just hate creaky stairs, and it's going to be wood on top of wood, so redo all of that. It's going to be quite a process, but we'll get going. It's on our skirt board here. I thought about taking it out, redoing it, but it was just going to be a pain not replacing all of these. So I am going to refinish it, just sand it, fill all the nail holes, dents, cracks like that. The kick plate should be a little bit higher than this. With the caps, it's like just barely over it. So I'm going to put some of the treads on, see how bad it looks. I may go ahead and extend it. Just put another board on top of this and wood fill it. Just put some wood filler on there. I mean, the best wood filler that I use for projects is this stuff right here. Home Depot sells a bunch of different things, and Lowe's, but you can get this stuff online. But this is my favorite. Goes on easy, sands really good, dries pretty quick, but this is my choice for wood filler. I can put a link in the description also. Hopefully you guys can see that. There you go. So the light's giving a glare off of it. But that is another one. So here you can see some of the spray foam. It was just, some of them were just creaky, and there's a huge gap because of the carpet. So put some of that in there, and then I need to sand this stuff and put some wood filler on there. I just got to keep going all the way up. Alright, so we got to pull the nose off of all of these so I can get the caps on. There's no one good way to do it. Just depends on your tools and the process, but no matter what, it's going to suck. I use my track saw, which is nice because I can get a nice straight line. The bad thing is I can only get to about here, and then it stops because of the track the way it is, and then the blade is actually curved, so I'm still missing almost 3 inches to the end that I can't cut off. So I can start down here, cut all the way to the end, and I have about 3 inches there. I can flip it and go back this way, and the same thing, I still have a couple inches on the opposite side. From there you could use a jigsaw. I used it on one of them, kind of worked, but you can use the jigsaw. The only bad thing is you never get a straight cut or plumb cut, so that was kind of hard. But I ended up using the jigsaw. I get most of the way, but then the same thing. I got about 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches from the blade to the end of the guard, so then it stops right there. So from there you could use a handsaw. I ended up just using the multi-tool and zipping off the end of it. On the second one, I was kind of annoyed of just having to use that, and this one, so I just used the multi-tool the whole way. I don't know if it was a little bit slower, but I only had to use one tool, so that worked. The other bad thing is all of these stick out a little bit different because of the risers and how the treads were. Some of them were beat up a little bit in the front, so I just used my square, figured out what it was, and then I could transfer it along to the top. The bad thing is I couldn't set my square and do it for all of them because some were a little bit too long, some weren't long enough when I would end up cutting them. So I ended up having to measure every single one and setting my square to each one. But I just got a couple of those and then just got a straight line as much as possible. And then I just double checked it. The track saw helps keep a straight line, but I just wanted to see what my line looked like. So maybe wasting time drawing a line, but that was kind of the process I did. So I got 2 of them out so far. I have 15 more to go.